So she just hit her leg on the table, which is why you saw that jerk there. I'm gonna leave that in the video just for her. She's not gonna want me to, but I'm going to. What's up, guys? It has been quite a while. Actually, not really. It's only been since SpaceX, but since SpaceX, it's been interesting. Hurricane Ian came through Florida, and we're gonna show you guys all that as soon as we get back. We're gonna go around and film some of it and see what's what. But we left Orlando the Sunday before Hurricane Ian hit, and we came up here to Pine Mountain RV Resort in Georgia. It's just enough west where it didn't even, we saw the rings of Ian, but we didn't see, anyway, we didn't get anything from it. So it's been really nice up here. We love it. Like the scenery here is insane. But today, since we're leaving, I thought that this would be a good time to show you guys kind of what my walkthrough or my, my prep the day before we leave and move somewhere new. So I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea what that looks like, just in case you're wanting to get in the RV life, and if you're wanting to, come out here and be an adventurer. So the first thing that I do every time we're about to leave is the day before. I have to go through and I have to clean out the tanks. So that's kind of what takes up about 80% of my time, really. Other than that, it's really, everything else is pretty much easy. So the first thing you want to do is put on your gloves, because you want to stay clean. It's kind of a no-brainer. After that, I locate my red tub that pretty much lives in the back of my truck. The reason I say it's red is because literally all of the other tubs that I have is yellow. So I have yellow tubs and I have one red tub. And I made sure that my kids knew that that red tub means you can't touch it. Don't touch the red tub, because that red tub has all the nasty sewage pipes in it, which are clean, but I still don't want them digging around in the tubes, So come on, we're gonna have to scoot over a little bit because of this light. But anyway, so you definitely have a few things to do. So I locate my red tub and I make sure I've got Dawn detergent, all those sorts of things, and my water hose, so I can kind of clean everything out. Now I've also got what has been referred to as my poo saber. So I'm a big Star Wars fan. I've got this thing that's like it looks like a lightsaber, kind of like a toy lightsaber, but this one is specifically for cleaning out your black tank. Now, once I get all of the stuff in the black tank cleared out, I dump the shower tank and I dump the kitchen tank. So I've got 3 tanks. Every tank that I have is 45 gallons. So I've got a freshwater tank that holds fresh water, just in case we need to dry camp. And then I've got the black tank. It holds 45 gallons of garbage. And then I've got the shower tank, which is where all the shower water goes, and then there's a sink to that is hooked up to that as well. And then the kitchen sink tank, which is also 45 gallons. So I've got to dump all of those. Now I dump them, I go black tank first and then my shower tank, and then my kitchen sink. And the reason I do that is because when you flush the black tank or you dump the black tank, you want to put stuff behind it, I guess, or you want to flush it out with that water that's not so nasty, if that makes sense, just because it's pretty gross. But anyway, so tanks is step one, and then I have to put up all my water hoses. So all the water, all the sewage, all that stuff goes up first. And I do this all the day before we move, because like tomorrow we're getting up at 7 a.m., we're leaving at 8, and then we've got like an 8-hour drive until we get back to Florida. But yeah, so it's gonna be wild. So I do all of this so that I don't have to get up in the morning and do all of this, because it's a lot. And it's already a lot driving 8 hours or driving anywhere, pulling the trailer and unhooking and setting up and all that. And I'm gonna do a setup video for you too, which is kind of just the reverse of what I'm about to show you. Sorry if it's windy. There's wind up here in Georgia. It's nice. It's really nice. So before I actually do anything to the trailer, I go and get gas first, and I've got 2 gas tanks that sit in the back of my truck, just in case you know, something crazy happens and we need gas, like on the side of the road or something like that. I keep 2 5-gallon cans of gas in my truck. Another thing that we do too is we make sandwiches. We got 2 coolers. We got a backpack cooler and we've got a regular cooler. And we make sandwiches and put water and stuff in there. That way we don't have to pull over and stop and get something to eat. We just eat on the road and keep going. We only drive, so we actually only drive 3 hours at a time. So we'll go 3 hours or 300 miles, whatever it be. So we always stick to the rule of 3. So we'll drive 3 hours and then we'll pull over to a rest stop or something. We'll fill up the gas tanks with the gas cans that we have in the back of the truck, and we'll keep going until we get there. So that's kind of what tomorrow's gonna be. Come here. Come here. So she just hit her leg on the table, which is why you saw that jerk there. I'm gonna leave that in the video just for her. She's not gonna want me to, but I'm going to.
That is correct.
And then that's her favorite part of moving. Move day is she's always hitting her legs on something.
Everything.
Something. Get in here.
Okay.
But anyway, so I'm kind of telling them a little bit about our move day and like how we do things and all that. And I haven't really.
It's fun.
Yeah, so she does everything on the inside. I do everything on the outside. So I do all of the water, all the sewage, all the you know,
the gross stuff.
The gross stuff. I pretty much handle all the stuff outside. She does the dishes. She makes sure that everything's vacuumed, all the stuff's picked up around the slide. So when I bring the slide in, it's not hitting anything or damaging anything. So that's kind of I don't know, you go through the inside.
We gotta fall check everything. We gotta make sure that nothing's gonna fall over and break something.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, a lot of fall checks.
Fall checks, just, you know, because I mean, you're driving. Everybody says that when you pull your rig, it's like you're pulling your house through a hurricane during an earthquake, and that kind of makes sense, because you know, it's earthquaking underneath and you've got wind and it's wild. So, and it's very scary pulling the truck. I've never pulled anything this big in my life, so just jumping into it was kind of wild. And luckily, I'm gonna knock on wood, nothing's happened yet, but I'm very careful. I'm very very
do
like
a lot of
slow.
safety checks.
A lot of safety checks. I'm always checking tire pressure, always. Tire pressure is a huge thing that's got to be, you know, and they have these things that you can buy to monitor tire pressure on the you know, on the go, where you can just look at it, but I think those are crap. I mean, I do. I think they're crap. I don't think they work. I think they work in like the really nice trucks and stuff like that when they're already installed by somebody else. But I don't think that they work for the RVs. Just grab a regular pressure gauge and check your pressure, because that's the only way you're going to really be safe. But we had an incident on the last place that we were where the tire pressure, it was at 50. I aired it up to 70 PSI, and then we get to our next campground, and all of a sudden I realize that it's at 50 again. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you at 50 again? I just aired you up, you know, and I didn't hear anything, so I didn't think that there was a hole or anything. I just thought maybe because we went from a really hot place to a really cold place, or kind of cold place, that
just messed with the pressure.
That it would have just messed with the pressure. Sorry, I wanted to make sure the wind wasn't weird on the mic. But I thought that it just messed with the pressure. It turns out there was a nail in it, and I had to plug that on the side of the road. It was stressful. It was a wild day. It was a
long day, yeah.
It was a long day.
It turned it into an 8-hour trek, and it was only supposed to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, so.
Yeah, so it was definitely...
It was rough. It was a learning day, for sure.
It was a learning day, for sure. But that's kind of what all of this is. You kind of learn every day, learn something new. And
yeah.
But regardless, I just don't think you beat this life. That would have been really awkward.
Yeah.
That would have been really awkward had I not had the microphone on the whole time. Anyways, so I just think people make the mistake of thinking they have time. You don't have time. Of course, I've always felt that way. I've always felt that I didn't have enough time. I don't understand people thinking they have time. Like, I guess it's whatever. But I think you need to live your life like you won't have tomorrow. And I can't beat the sunsets of what I'm seeing now. And I get to see them every day on our bikes, on bike rides and stuff like that. I just don't. You know, I know a lot of people get caught up in making money and get caught up in their jobs and get caught up in all of that. And I know that I kind of preach to everybody every time I make a video of like, don't waste your life away. Well, that's because I don't want you to waste your life away. I don't want to waste my life away. I'm not going to go to a 9-to-5 job where my boss doesn't actually like me, you know, and secretly like hates me behind my back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. So yeah, I just don't think that's for me. And this life, even though there's gross stuff like the tanks and stuff like that, I mean, it's just so much. It's so rewarding. Our kids get out and play at the park every day.
Yeah.
They make new friends every time we move somewhere.
Yeah, they ride their bikes. They've learned a ton. It's been the most worth it thing I think we've ever done. 100%,
100%. But guys, I'm gonna leave links to everything that we talked about in this video down below, and I'll make sure to link all that here and give you a little, like, cool little info thing right here saying, hey, links below for these things. But yeah, I think that they're useful, and I think that they're needed, especially when you're cleaning like the black tank and stuff like that. You need all that. And one of the things that I forgot to mention too was the water pressure gauge. There's a water pressure gauge at my pump. And that water pressure gauge makes sure that I don't get too much water into my RV. So your RV, most RVs can only take up to 65 PSI. If you go over that, it'll like start breaking everything. You don't want that either. So the water pressure gauge is kind of expensive. It's like 65 bucks. I say it's expensive. That's relative. It's whatever.
Depends on your definition.
I mean, well, compared to the price of the RV, it's actually really cheap. So you know, $65 water pressure gauge. That way I always set mine at like 45 PSI. That's plenty of water pressure, and it feels good in the shower, all that kind of stuff. So it's perfect. And
it's important to have, like, you got to make sure that your water's good.
Yeah.
So you don't overdo your pipes or put any extra
like
strain
that.
on nothing, you know.
You also need a water purification or water filter, and I'm about to change mine. So I've got the single water filter, and we don't use it for drinking or anything like that, but we do like wash dishes with it and shower with it and all that kind of stuff. But I'm about to change that. I'm going to do a whole video on that, so stick around because that video is going to be insane. It's going to be like UV lights and like weird stuff, so I can get water from pretty much anywhere. And then we're also going to do a lot of solar stuff. So we've got a lot of solar stuff coming up. I need to get back to Orlando so that I can get my solar stuff, and so I can hook it up to make that video for you. So there's a lot more stuff going on. But if you guys like the video, make sure you like the video. It's actually really important that you like the video. Like the video. You know, leave a comment, let us know how, you know, what you think of us, how we're doing, you know, when it comes to the whole YouTube thing and Instagram Reels and TikTok and stuff like that. So, you know, let us know. You know, it's not like we're trying to get like famous or anything, but I enjoy making videos for you guys. So, you know, let me know. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. We'll see you guys next time on Chef Koi RV.
Deuces.
What? Deuces? Who says that? Is it 1997? Like, peace.